because human emotions have remained unchanged over the centuries. We still understand the hunger for power and the fear of losing it. This is a play where love wears a dagger and loyalty dies with the crown. At the heart of the play is a brave soldier named Macbeth. After winning a great battle, he meets three mysterious witches. They give him a prophecy. They say he will become a king. That one prophecy that changes his life forever. Filled with desire and pushed by his wife, Macbeth chooses the wrong path. He lies, he kills, and he loses himself. As Macbeth begins to rise, he also begins to fall deeper into guilt and pressure. This story tells us how fatal it is to want too much too fast, and how even the great souls can fall when they chase power at any cost. As we enter the first scene, we are greeted with a storm. Now this opening storm isn't just weather. In Shakespeare's time, storms often signified moral or political disorder. Or, in this case, the chaos that is about to unleash on Scotland because of Macbeth's ambition. We meet the three witches. They are planning to meet Macbeth. But we don't know what they will say. Their words will change everything. This is where the story begins, with darkness, mystery, and of course, with a prophecy.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly is done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the hill,
There to meet with Macbeth. I come, Grey Malkin.
with dog calls.
And none.
There is foul and foul is fair, over through the fog and the filthy air.
The witches have planned to meet Macbeth, but we don't know what they will say. This short scene sets the tone of the play, mystery and darkness. Despite its length, it introduces us to the supernatural elements and our main character Macbeth, without him even being present. As we enter the next scene, we see far from the heat King Duncan awaits for the news from battlefield. Scotland is under attack, and one name arises from the chaos: Macbeth, a fearless warrior, a loyal soldier. As the news of his bravery reaches King Duncan, a very special reward is decided for him. That is, the Thane of Cawdor.
What bloody man is that? He can report as Simit by his plight of the revolt, the new estate.
This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou did leave it.
Therefore it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless Macdonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him, from the western isles of Kerns and gallows glasses supplied. And fortune, on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserves that name. disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution. Like Valor's minion, carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which never shook hand, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the naves to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
As when the sun gains his reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunders break, so from that spring, when comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark. No sooner justice had, with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian king, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banque.
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or hare the lion. If I say sooth, I must report, they were as canyons overcharged with double cracks. So they doubly redoubled their strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell, but I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So will thy words become thee as thy wound. This mark of honor both. Go, get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
What a haste looks through his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king!
Whence comest thou, worthy Thane?
From fief, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted with the most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Till that Bellona's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparison. Point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
That now swelling, the Norway's king craves compensation, nor would we deign him burial of his men, till he disbursed at St. Coleman's Edge $10,000 for our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall receive our bosom interest. Go, renounce his present death, and with his former title great Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth has won. Come.
Duncan's decision to reward Macbeth shows his fatal flaw. Trust too easily given. This same trusting nature will lead to his downfall. Macbeth is just rewarded with the traitor's title. But this title is more than just a mere promotion for him. This is a trigger towards his further claim to kingship. Next is the scene of exposition. Here, we meet our main character Macbeth for the first time. The witches have appeared on the heath. They are planning to meet Macbeth and Banque. Both loyal, both brave, but today they will meet a force neither a sword nor a shield can fight. That is the prophecy.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine!
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I, roaring the witch, a rumpet Fernonian cries. Her husband's to Alipogod, master the tiger, but in a sea what it a sail and like a rat, without a tail. I'll do, and I'll do.
together.
I myself have all the others, and the very boat they blow, or the quarters that they know in the shipman's cart. I'll drain him as dry as hay, shall sleep neither night or day. Hang upon his penthouse lid, he shall live a man forbid. Very 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be the tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me! Show me!
Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked as homeward as he did come.
A drum, Macbeth, thou come.
So we are sisters hand in hand, posters of the sea and land. Thus go about, rise to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace! The charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is called to forest? What are these so withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, but yet are in it? Live you, or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me, by each at once her choppy fingers laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, the Thane of Glamis!
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor!
All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seems to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great predictions of noble having, and of royal hope, that he seems wrapped withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither begs nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail!
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banque.
Banque and Macbeth, all hail!
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Sinel's death, I know I'm Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospects of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say, from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greetings? Speak, I charge you!
The earth has bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Withered are they vanished.
Into thin air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they have stayed?
Were such things here, as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king,
and Thane of Cawdor too. Went it not so?
to the selfsame tune and words. Who's there?
The king hath happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praise do contend which should be thine or his. Silenced with that, in viewing over the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks. Nothing afeard of what didst make, the strange images of death. As thick as hail came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and pour them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal masters thanks, only to hurdle thee and to decide, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me, from him, call thee the Thane of God, in which addition, hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can devils speak true?
The Thane of God lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane's slave yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserved to lose, whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vintage, or that with both he labored in his country's wake, I know not, but Trajan's capital confessed and proved had overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of God, the greatest is behind. Thanks for your pain. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave Thane of God to me promised no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you onto the crown, besides the Thane of God. But it's strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm. The instrument of darkness tells us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray in deepest consequences. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told. As happy prologues to the swelling act of imperial theme, I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural solitude cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why had it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of God. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and makes my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smoothed in sunrise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look, how our partner's wrapped.
If chance will have me king, why? Chance may crown me without my stir.
New horrors come upon him, like a strange garments, cleave not to the mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me a favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king, think upon what has chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our hearts free to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
The witch's greetings to Macbeth mirrors the angelic greetings from the Bible, except this is coming from the agents of darkness rather than God himself. The Thane of Glamis, the Thane of Mordor, and the king hereafter. 3 witches, 3 prophecies. When told he will be the Thane of Mordor, Macbeth starts. The prophecy is already coming true. Now Banque also receives a prophecy that his children shall be kings. But he remains calm, says evil can tempt with the truth. But Macbeth is swaying away. This is the moment where our main character Macbeth entered as a mere soldier, but left with the greed to become the king. As we enter the next scene, we see the mood is victorious. King Duncan prepares to welcome Macbeth, but he names Malcolm as his next king. Macbeth enters right after this movement and
execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoken with one that saw him die, who did report that, very frankly, he confessed to his treason, implored your highness, pardon and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owned, as it were, a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Ah, my worthy cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before the swiftest of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst let deserve, the proportion of both thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I love to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness' part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and sage children and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything save toward your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banque, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is our own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seeks to hide themselves in the drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our state upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must not be unaccompanied, invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars, shall sign on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, and bind is further to you.
The rest is labor which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor, true noble Banque, his full so valiant, and his commendation I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him.
Duncan continues to praise Macbeth. He calls him a peerless statesman, but he has just named Malcolm as the next king. Macbeth realizes that the path towards kingship might not be so simple. He did not hear his thoughts out loud, but inside he thinks, stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires. This is the first line which shows us that Macbeth is thinking of doing something severe, possibly even murder. As we enter the next scene, we meet Lady Macbeth, a woman wrapped in power and burning with purpose. While Macbeth was unsure, she was ready to act. It must be noted that she did not wear a crown, but she placed it on Macbeth's head, inch by inch.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by their perfectest reports that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which name before these weird sisters saluted me and referred to me in the coming of time. With king that shalt be, I thought good to deliver thee my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised to thee. Lay to thy heart and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet I do fear thy nature, it is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, if not without ambition, but without illness should attend it. What thou wouldst be highly, wouldst thou be holily, wouldst not play false, still would wrongly win. Thou wouldst have great clamours, that which cried, thou must do it if thou have it, for which thou dost fear then wishes to be undone. Heed thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, for fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have crowned thee withal. What is your tiding?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it? Is not thy master with him? Who, were it so, would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tendings, he brings great news. The raven himself is horse that crooks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlement. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thought, unsex me here. Fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop the excess and passage of remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor make peace between the effect and it. Come to my women's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Wherever is your sightless substance, you wait on nature's mischief. Come take night and pour thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of dark to cry, hold, hold. Great Lamis, worthy quarter, greater than both, by all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond the ignorant present, and I feel the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall the sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is like a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile time, look like time. Be a welcome in your hands, your eyes, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. For he that's coming must be provided for. And you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We'll speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave the rest to me.
She fears that he's too full of milk of human kindness. So, she decides to take matters in her own hands. She calls upon the evil spirits, asks them to unsex her, stripping her of her womanly qualities. Now, in Elizabethan time, women were seen as gentle and nurturing. So this move and this character was not taken well by the audiences of those times. As we enter the next scene, this will act as a calm before the storm. King Duncan will arrive at Inverness, trusting the hands that beat him. Lady Macbeth will play the perfect host. The king feels welcomed. The audience feels worried, because this is not a place to rest. This is a trap.
castle has a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself to our gentle senses.
This guest of summers, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve by his love mansionry that heaven's breath smells woongly here. No duty, frieze, buttress, nor coinage of vintage. But this bird had made his pendant bend and procreant cradle where they most breed and haunt. I have observed that the air is delicate.
See our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, but still we thank us love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God yield us for your pain, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service in every point, twice done and then double, were poor and single business to contend against those honours, deep and broad, within which your majesty's loads our house. For those of old and late dignities, heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We caused him hot heels, and had a purpose to be his purveyors. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as a spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs, themselves and what is theirs, in compt to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly and shall continue our great towards him. By your leave, hostess.
Comment on the air being nimbly sweet is a dramatic irony. We all know that it will soon be filled with his own blood. The contrast between appearance and reality comes into a very crucial way. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Is seen here. It shows how easy it is to conceal the truth. As we enter the next scene, we see Macbeth wrestling with his emotions. He is close to killing Duncan. He is close to becoming the king. But now, doubts are creeping in. Just when he is about to draw back, Lady Macbeth enters and manipulates him. This is the moment where Macbeth must decide between his ambition and his conscience.
If it were done, when it is done, then 'twere well if done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with its Cersei's success, that. But this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we would jump the life to come. But in these cases, you still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He is in double trust. First, I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against the murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We'll proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Had it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it had done so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to act in thine own action, and valour is thou art and desire? Wouldst thou have which thou esteemed in the ornament of life, and live like a coward in thine own esteem, letting, I dare not, Wait upon, I would, like a poor cat in the adage.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. What does more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you dares do it, you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Not time nor place did then adhere, and yet would make both. They have made themselves, and now their fitness doesn't make you. I have given suck and know the tender feeling it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling at my face, have plucked my nipples from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out had I so sworn, as you have done to this.
What? We should fail?
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and we fail not. When Duncan is asleep, where to rather his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His 2 chamberlains will lie with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the water of brain, shall be a fume, receipt of reason, a limbic only. When in swinish sleep, their drenched nature lie as in death, what cannot you and I perform on the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Ah, bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metal should comprise nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have mucked with blood those sleepy 2 of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other? As we shall make our griefs roar and clamour upon his death.
I'm settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock that time with the fairest show. False-faced must hide what false heart doth know.
At first, Macbeth decides not to go ahead with the murder. He lists many good reasons. Duncan is his king, his guest, a kind man loved by many. But Lady Macbeth won't let him back down. She calls him a coward, questions his manhood. Now, in Elizabethan times, manhood was tied to bravery and strength. So questioning his manhood was a calculated blow. Act 1 ends with the door to the evil wide open and Macbeth walking right through it. As we enter Act 2, we see Banque is uneasy, and Macbeth enters hiding his true intentions. He asks Lady Macbeth to ring a tolling bell. Now this is no ordinary. This bell often signified death or execution, or in this case, time for Duncan's murder.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not yet heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take it is later, sir.
Hold! Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are or out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thought that nature gives way into repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What? Sir, not yet at rest. The king's abed. He had been unusual pleasure and sent 4th great largesse to your officers. This diamond he greets your wife withal, by the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought.
All's well. I dreamt last night of 3 weird sisters. To you, they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we should spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent, when it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to argument it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counselled.
Good. Repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like is to you.
Go! Bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle towards my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this, which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There is no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, over the one half-word, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now soothes with it. While I tread, he lives, words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
The appearance of an imaginary dagger is more than just hallucination. It shows how Macbeth's mind is beginning to break under the guilt of what he's about to do. The dagger floats in the air, leading him to Duncan's room. His famous line, "What's too cold to give a heat," shows that he finally wants to stop thinking and start acting. In the next scene, the murder will finally take place, and Macbeth will realize the guilt of his actions. He will see that ambition is easy, but living with the guilt is definitely not.
That which had made them drunk has made me bold. What had quenched their thirst has made me fire. Hark! Peace! It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman that brings the sternest good nights. He's about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possessed, that death and nature do contend whether they live or die.
Who's there? What ho?
Alack! I'm afraid they have awakened, and it is not done. The attempt and not the deed that confounds us. Hark! I lay the daggers there. He could not have missed him. Had he not resembled my father when he was asleep, I would have done it. My husband!
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did you not speak?
When?
Now!
As I descended.
I!
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried, "Murder!" That they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
The two are lodged together.
One cried, "God bless us," and "Amen," the other. As they had seen me with these hangman's hands, listening their fear, I could not say Amen. When they did say, "God bless us,"
consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could not I pronounce Amen? I had most need of blessing, and Amen struck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more! Macbeth does murder sleep!" The innocent sleep? Sleep that knits up the rival sleeve of care. The death of each day's life, sore labors but balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, "Sleep no more!" to all the house. Glamis had murdered sleep, and therefore Cora shall sleep no more, Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, do you unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things? Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Oh, why did you bring the daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look in it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead but are as pictures. It is the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll glide the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? Ah! They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in incondign, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears off the steed. How easy is it then? Your constancy left you unattended. Hark! More knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Oof! Be not so poorly lost in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not to know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking. I wish thou couldst.
Was murdered off stage, and the guilt of his actions hit Macbeth immediately. them all. As we enter the next scene, we see a new day will begin, but it will carry the darkness of last night. At first, the mood will be light. A drunk porter will arrive cracking jokes, delaying what is in sight. But behind those closed doors will lie a king, rather murdered in his sleep.
Is a knocking indeed? If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the keys. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? In the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer who hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins and how about ya? Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock. Who's there? In the other devil's name? Wait! Here's an equivocator who could have sown in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock, knock. Who's there? Wait! Here's an English tailor come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Never at quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. Our devil porter it no further. I had thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. And on, I pray you. Remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend? Ere you went to bed, that to-do lies so late?
Faith, sir. We were carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir. Nose painting, sleep, and urine. No, but lechery, sir, provokes and unprovokes, equivocates him in a sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir. In the very throat on me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think, being too strong for him, though he took up my leg sometime, yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring?
I feel sleepy, but I will go and see.
This is not the way the king sleeps.
Oh, my mistake, sir. My mistake.
There is a wall. Will you go through it?
Not this either? Which way then?
Sir?
That way, friend.
As I say, one shouldn't drink till the second o'clock. Oh, sleep embraces me like a creeper. Where is my bed? Where is my bed?
A knocking has awakened him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor with delight in physics pain. That is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lemon things heard I the air. Strange streams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion, and confused events, new hatch to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish, and did shake.
'Was a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion hath now made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke open the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What is it you say? The life?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Banque and Donalbain, Malcolm! Awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up, up, and see the grey doom's image. Malcolm, Banque, as from your graves, rise up and walk like spirits to countenance this horror. Ring the bell! Ring the bell! Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banque, Banque, our royal masters murdered.
Who? Alas, in our house?
To cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I pray thee, contradict thyself and say it's not true.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time, for from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and a mere lees is left in this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal fathers murdered.
Oh, by whom?
Those of his chamber, as seemed, had done it. The hands and faces were unbatched with blood. So were the daggers, which, unwiped, were found upon the pillows. They stared, and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition, my violent love, outrun the pauser, reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs look like a breach in nature. For ruin's wasteful entrance, there the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain, that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love known?
Oh, help me, Hans.
Look to the lady!
Why do we hold our tongues, that most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here, whereof fate, hid in an auger hole, may rush and seize us? Let's away, our tears are not yet brewed,
nor our strong sorrows upon the foot of motion.
When we have our naked frailties hid, that suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this bloody piece of work, to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all!
Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contended.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which a false man does easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland, our separate fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there are daggers and smiles. The nearer the blood, the nearer the bloody.
This murderous shaft, that shot had not yet lightened, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let's not be dainty of leave taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself, when there's no mercy left.
Duncan's murder was finally discovered, and Macbeth's carefully crafted mask began to crack. While Macduff was in grief and shocked, Macbeth pretended to be furious. He even says that he kills the two guards in fit of rage. This action only raised suspicion. To distract everyone, Lady Macbeth feigns cleverly, but the damage is already done. Most importantly, Malcolm and Donald have fled, which leaves Macbeth's path clear. As we enter the next scene, we see the world beginning to reflect Macbeth's action. An old nobleman and Ross will discuss of strange events happening, as if the world is trying to make sense of Duncan's murder.
"10 I can remember well, within the volume of which time I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night had triple former knowings."
Ah, good father, you seest heaven as trouble with man's sect threatens his bloody state. By the clock, it is day, and yet the dark night strangles the travelling lights. Is it night's predominance, or the day's shame? The darkness does the face of earth entomb, when living light should kiss it.
"'Tis unnatural, even the deeds that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering of pride of face, was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung down, contending against obedience, as if they would make war with the mankind.
They said they eat each other.
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Ah, here comes good Macduff. How goes the world, Senna?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than a bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth had slain.
Alas, the day! What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature's still, thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. Then it is most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He's already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Comkill, the sacred stone house of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin. I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old ropes sit easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
God's benediction go with you, and with those that would make good of bad and friends of fools.
An owl killing a falcon. Duncan's horses breaking free. These events show how Macbeth's crime has disturbed the order of nature. Most importantly, Donalbain and Malcolm have fled, which is why the suspicion is on them. Macbeth is now the king, but his rise only felt cursed and not celebrated. As we enter the next scene, we see Macbeth wearing the crown for the first time, but his kingship will only feed to his fears and not bring him peace. He still worries about Banque's prophecy. He fears that Banque's children shall be kings and not his. Thoughts of murder will swirl his mind again, and this time it will not be a king, but a friend.
Thou hast it now, King, Gauder, Glamis, all, as 3 weird women promised. And I fear thou playedst most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon the Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why? By the verities on the made good. May they not be my oracle as well, and set me up in hopes. But hush! No more.
Ah, here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been such a gap in our great feast, and all things unbecoming.
Tonight, we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ready this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which still had been both grave and prosperous in the day's council. But we will take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time. Twist this and supper. Go not my horse the better. I must become a borer for the night, for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
Lady, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange inventions. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. Hie to your horse, adieu, till return at night. Goes Flens with you?
Aye, My good lord, our times does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so do I commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be the master of his time till 7 at night, to make society the sweeter welcome. We'll keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
There are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safety thus. Our fears in Banque stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valour to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear. When first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him, then prophet-like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren sceptre in my grip, thence to be wretched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please, your highness.
Well then, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was Banque in the times past which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in the last conference, passed in probation with you. How you were borne in hand, how crossed the instruments who wrought with them, and all things else that might to a half a soul and to a notion crazed say, thus did Banque.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospelled to pray for this man and for his issue, whose heavy hand had bowed you into the grave and begged yours forever? We are men, my liege. Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men. Now, if you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosoms. Banque's execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who were our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the wild blows and the buffers of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I, another so weary with disaster and tugged with fortune, that I would set my lie on any chance, to mend it or to be rid on it.
All of you know Banque was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being trusts against my nearest of life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not, for certain friends are both his and mine, whose love I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, making the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
To our lives.
Your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spy of time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight, and something from the palace.
always thought that I require a clearance, and with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Flint's the son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than to his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded, Banque. Thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Banque openly admits in his soliloquy that he suspects of Macbeth having a role in Duncan's murder. Macbeth pretends to be warm and welcoming in front of Banque, but later he meets 3 murderers to kill him and his son Cleance. Macbeth's moral descent has just deepened. He is not only killing to gain the crown, but is now plotting a murder to keep it. As we enter the next scene, we see Lady Macbeth thinking that the worst is already over. She will urge Macbeth to enjoy the fruits of the crime. But Macbeth will not share the plans of murder with her. And this time, the murder will be his alone.
Is Banque gone from court?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Noughts had all spent, where our desire is without content. It is safer to be which we destroyed, than for destruction to dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone of sorriest fancies your companions making? Using those thoughts which have indeed died is the thing gone. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of a former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the worlds suffer. Ere we'll eat our meals in fear, and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better to be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Trajan has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can vouch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord. Sleek over your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so, I pray, be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banque. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue. And safe the while, that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, and make our faces wizards to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions in my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banque and his fleance lives.
But in them, nature's copy, not etern.
There's comfort yet, they are assailable. Then be jocund, ere the bat had flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate's summons and shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums had rung night's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Thou marvelest at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me.
We just saw the first crack in Macbeth and Lady ending he wants.
The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the later traveller, apace to gain the timely inn. Near approaches our watch.
Hark! I hear the horses.
Give us a light there, ho!
Then 'tis he. The rest are within the note of expectations, already are in the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually. So all men do, from hence to the palace gate, make it their walk.
A light! A light!
It will rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly! Good fleance! Fly! 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 Thou must revenge! Oh, slave! Help! Treachery! Help! Flee, fleance! Flee! Ah!
Even in his dying breath, he urges Fleance to escape. And the boy succeeds. This is a devastating failure for Macbeth, because Fleance is the one who can still fulfill the prophecy. The prophecy still lives. The witches promised Banque's sons to be kings and not Banque. As we enter the next scene, we see the banquet has finally begun. And Macbeth sits as the king for the first time. But this moment will not stay joyous for the long time. In the midst, a murderer will arrive, giving him the news that Fleance had escaped. He will return to the banquet, but then he will see Banque's ghost sitting on one of the chairs. Macbeth outbursts. This will only expose all of his fears to all his noblemen.
Who did strike out the light?
Was not the way?
There's but one down. The sun is fled.
We have lost best half of our affairs.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know your degrees. Sit down. At first and at last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to you, Majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in the best time, we'll require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir. To all our friends, for my heart speaks, they are welcome.
See? They encounter thee with their heart's thanks. There I'll sit. Be large in mirth, we'll drink or measure the table round. There's blood on thy face.
It's Banque's then.
It is better thee, without that, he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. I did it for him.
Thou art the best of the throat cuts. Yet, is good. That did the like for friends. If thou didst, thou art the non-peril.
Most loyal sir, Fleance is escaped.
That comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the ceasing air. But now I'm cabined, cripped, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. Banque's safe.
Aye, my good lord. Safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gases on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The wound that fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold, that is not often vouched. While it is a making, it is given with welcome. To feed for best at home. From thence, the sauce to meet is ceremony. Meetings forbear without it.
Sweet remembrance. Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
Here had we now our country's honored roofed. We are the grace person of our Banque present, who I may rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is the place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory looks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and has been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he'll be well again. If you note him much, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff, this is the very painting of your fear. This is the head-on dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and stars. Impostors to true fear would well make a woman's story at a winter fire, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself! Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you're looking but at a stool.
Prithee, see there! Behold! Look! Lo! How say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst nod, speak too! If charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be moors of kites!
What? Quite unmanned in folly!
If I stand here, I saw him!
Fie, for shame! My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Feel full. I'll drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear Banque, whom we miss. Would he be here to all and him, with thirst and all to all.
Our duties and our pledge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight. Let the herd hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. It is no other, only it spoils the pleasure of time.
What man dare, I dare. Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or hurricane tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabited them, protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Why? So, being gone, I'm a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displeased the mud and broken the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange even to disposition that I owe. When now I think you can behold such sights and keep that natural ruby of your cheeks when my is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Questions enrage him. Stand not upon the order if you're going, but leave it once.
Good night, and better health attend His Majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood. They say, blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by magpies and chaws and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it, by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in this house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and bedtimes I will. To the weird sisters, more shall they speak. For now, I am bent, by the worst means, the worst.
You lack the seasons of all nature. Sleep.
Come, we'll sleep together. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
All is dead, but Riance has escaped. This news is not taken well by Macbeth. To calm his unease, he returns to the banquet, but there he sees Banque's ghost sitting on one of the chairs. Macbeth outbursts. Lady Macbeth tries to calm the situation by making excuses of his illness, but the damage is already done. As we enter the next scene, high in the stormy night, we meet a powerful figure, Hecate. She is the ruler of the three witches, the master of dark spells. Her plan? To trick Macbeth so that his own pride will lead to his downfall.
Reasons, beldams, as you are, saucy and overbold. How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your child, the close contriver of all the harms, was never called to bear my part or show the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who as others do, loves for his own, not for you, but make amends now. Get you gone, and at the pit of Agra, meet me at the morning. Thither he'll come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charm and everything beside. I am for the air. This night I'll spend up to the small and fatal end. Great business must be brought in upon the corner of the moon, where hangs the vapor drop profound. I'll catch it ere it comes to ground, and that distilled by magic's lights shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of its illusion shall draw him to his confusion. He shall spurn faith, scorn death, bear his hope, bow of wisdom, grace, and fear. And as you all know, security is mortals' chiefest enemy.
I come with all the speed I may, with all the speed I may.
Hark! I'm called. My little sprite, see, sits in a froggy cloud and stays for me. Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
I will but anoint, and then I mount. I will but anoint, and then I mount.
Hecate's arrival shifts the tone of witch's magic from mischievous to strategic. She is the ruler of the three witches and they answer to her. She is angry at them because they did not include her in their plan. Her new plan is to trick Macbeth by summoning illusions. This will lead him into so negative that his own pride will lead him to downfall. This scene is important because this shows that even the witches answer to someone more powerful. As we enter the next scene, we see two noblemen discuss about strange events happening. They suspect that Macbeth has a role in Banque and Duncan's murder. Most importantly, they are speaking in codes because they fear being overheard.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interest further. Only I say things that have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan, who pitied of Macbeth, marry, he was dead, and the right valiant Banque walked too late, whom you may say Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and Donald Bane to kill their gracious father? Damned fact, how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight, in pious rage, the too delicate steer, that were the slaves of drink and thrall of sleep? Was not that nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say, he has borne all things well, and I do think, had he Duncan's son under his key, as an it please heaven, he shall not. They should know what it were to kill a father, so should Fleance, but peace. For from broad words, and cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I heard Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell me where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the England court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to raid the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike seaward, that, by the help of these, with him above to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquet bloody knives, all which we pine for now. And this report has so exasperated the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He will, with an absolute, sir, not I. The cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums, as who would say, you'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer.
And that well knight advise him to a caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message yet to come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Two Scottish noblemen suspect that Macbeth has a role in all the murders. They also share a news that Macduff has fled to England to find Macbeth's all summons. This shows that Macbeth's reign is not only feared, but also defied. As we enter the next scene, we meet our favorite witches again. They are chanting stirs, summoning illusions, but this is no ordinary. They know Macbeth will come, seeking answers for his future.
and once the hedge-pick wind.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poison and trades throw. Told that under cold stone, days and nights has 31. Sweated when I'm sleeping got, boiled off first in the charm pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a fanny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of a knot and toe of a frog, wool of a bat and tongue of a dog, edges fog and blindworm sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a powerful charm of trouble, like a hellbroth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tatar's lips, finger of a bird-strangled babe, ditch delivered by a train, make the gruel thick and slave, add thereto a tiger's chaldron, fire for the ingredients of a cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with the baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pain, and everyone shall share I the gain. And about the choral sing, like eves and fairies in the ring, enchanting all that you put in.
Black spirits and white, red spirits and grey, mingle, mingle, you that mingle may. Titty, tiffin, keep it stiffin, fire drink pumpkin, make it lucky.
By pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret, black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, answer me to what I ask.
Speak, demand.
Well, answer.
Say if thou'dst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call them, let me see them.
Pour in sow's blood that had eaten her 9 pharaohs, grease that sweetened from the murderer's gibbet, throw into the flame. Come, high or low, thyself and office deadly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth! 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 Beware Macduff! Beware the Thane of Fife! Dismiss me! Enough!
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear all right, but one word more.
He will not be commanded. He is another more potent than the first.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
Had I 3 ears, I would hear thee.
Be bloody, bold and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff! What need I fear of thee? But yet, I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king and wears upon his baby brow? the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion mettled, proud, and take no care who chaffs, who frets, or where conspirators are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnhamwood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree, unfix the earthbound roots? Sweet Bodmans, good. Tell me, if your art can tell me so much, shall Banque's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I shall be satisfied. Then I be this, and the eternal curse fall on you. Let me know, why sings that cauldron? And what noise is this?
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banque. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-brown brow, is like the first. A third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth, starched eyes. What will this line stretch out the crack of doom? Another yet, and another. A seventh, I'll seem no more. And yet, the eighth appears. He bears a glass which should seem many more. And some I see that twofold balls and treble scepter carry. Horrible sight! Now I see, it's true, for the blood-bothered Banque smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why does Macbeth stand as amazed? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say our duties did his welcome pay. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Where are they? Gone? Let this perishous hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in, without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected by the air whereon they ride, and damned all that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horses. Who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord. That brings you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
The castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize upon Fife. Give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
Three new prophecies are mentioned. Beware of Macduff. None of a woman's born can ever harm him, and he will not be defeated until Burnhamwood moves to Dunsinane. To Macbeth, these sound like promises of invincibility, but the witches are the masters of double meanings. Just when he's about to calm down, they show him one more illusion. Banque's descendants as the future kings. This infuriates Macbeth, and he sends castle. Lady Macduff is restless because her husband has left her and gone to England, but she does not know that he has gone to seek help. She shares a very affectionate moment with her child before tragedy finally strikes.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor and the most diminutive of birds will fight, her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is the love? As little is the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest cause, I pray you, school yourself, but for your husband. He is noble, wise, and judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are the traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumors from what we fear and yet not know what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea each way and move. I take my leave of you, shall not be long before I'll be here again. The things at worst will cease, or else will climb upwards to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he is fatherless.
I'm so much a fool. Should I stay any longer, it will be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father is dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What with all worms and flies?
With what I get. I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird, thou'st never fear the net, nor the line, the pitfall, nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds, they're not set for. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy them to sell again?
Thou speakst with all thy wit, and yet I've fate with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitor that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enough to be the honest men and hang up them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. But if he would not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattle, how thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here. Hence, with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too high. Your person, heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now, I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometime accounted a dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up this womanly defense to say that I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou lies, thou sad-haired villain.
What, you egg? You young fry of treachery!
Ah! He has killed me, mother. Run away, I pray you.
Mother,
help!
My son, help!
We just witnessed one of the few domestic scenes in Shakespeare's history. Lady Macduff shares a very affectionate moment before tragedy finally strikes her. Shakespeare uses these warm and nurturing scenes to show the violence proceeding even more shocking to the audience. Macbeth's moral descent has just deepened. His first kill was so traumatizing for him, but now it is just another event in his life. As we enter the next scene, we see far from Scotland in England, Macduff meets Malcolm. But before trusting him, Malcolm must test him.
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there we pass our bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men, bestride our downfall and birth them.
This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongue, was one thought honest. You have loved him well. He had not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon. That which you or my thoughts cannot transpose.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance, even there, where I did find my doubts, why in the rawnest left few wife and child. Those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave taking? I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but my own satisfies. You may rightly just whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkest for the whole space in that tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a new gash is added to her wounds. But for this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffering and more sundry ways than ever. By him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of the vices so grafted that, when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem as a lamb being compared with my confineless harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name, but there is no bottom, none, and my desires, all continent impediments would obey that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. But fear not to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. The time you may so hoodwink. We are willing dames enough.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a statulous avarice that were I king, I should cut the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be to a sauce to make me hungry more.
Do not fear. Scotland hath foisons to fill up your will. Of your mere own, all these are portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, loneliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in division of each several crime, acting it in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff! This noble passion, child to integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples. Reconcile my thoughts to thy good, truth, and honor. The taints and blames I laid upon myself for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to women, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was my own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thin, and my poor country is to command. Whither indeed, before thy here approach, old seaward with 10,000 warlike men was already at a point setting forth. Now we will together, and the chance of our goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. See, who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, be time remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, Amen.
Stands Scotland where it did?
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made not mocked, where violent sorrows seem some modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation too nice, and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour sage doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Well.
And all my children?
Well too.
The tyrant has not battered at the peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
But not in regard of your speech. How goest?
When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witness the rather, for that I say the tyrant's power of foot. Now is the time of hell. Your eye in Scotland creates soldiers, makes our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it thy comfort, we are coming hither. Gracious England has lent us good seaward and 10,000 men, an older and better soldier none than Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with delight, but I have words that will be howled out in the desert cell, where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause? Or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No minds, that's honest, but in it says some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babies savagely slaughtered. To relate the matter, one curie of these murdered deer to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What man near pull your hath upon your brow? Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the overfrog heart and bids it break.
My children too? Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said.
Be comfort. Let us medicine our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, well, kite, all. What? All my pretty chickens and the dam at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it like a man. Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on the souls. Heaven, rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not your heart, enrage it.
Gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length, set him. If he escapes, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheers you may. The night is long, that shall never find the day.
Malcolm cleverly tests Macduff's loyalty by saying he'll be even worse than Macbeth, greedier and more cruel. Macduff's horrified reaction only proves his loyalty towards the nation. The deal is striked, but in the midst of all this, Ross arrives with a very devastating news. Macbeth has slaughtered the entire family of Macduff. Macduff falls. He is grief-stricken, but later he channels all his burning emotion into burning agony. In the next scene, we are about to witness Shakespeare's one of most famous writings, that is, Lady Macbeth's descent into madness. She was once a very keen manipulator, but now she is reduced to a woman walking in her sleep.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went to the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet, all of this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor to anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How comes she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis a command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her, to seem as thus washing her hands. I have known her continue this
for the quarter of an hour.
Yet, here's a spot.
Hark! She speaks!
Out, damned spot! Out, I say. 1, 2. Why then, it is time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier and a feared? What need we fear? Who knows it? When none can call our power to account. Yet, who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Five had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands never be cleaned? No more of that. You mar with all this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoken what she should not. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh.
What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be so.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep, who have died howlily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banque is buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so?
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. 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 To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
God, forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind, she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
Lady Macbeth's descent into madness becomes undeniable. Her deep hand-washing scene shows that she is buried in guilt of what she had planned earlier. Shakespeare uses the scene to foreshadow mind's ability to silence conscience. In the end, her fall is as haunting as it is inevitable. As we enter the next scene, we see Malcolm's forces finally gathering around Burnham Woods. Burnham Woods? Where did you hear that name again? That's right. This is a direct link to the witch's prophecy, and something is about to come true.
The English power is near, led by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenge burns in them. For the dear causes, wood to the bleeding, and the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near the Bowman's Wood shall we meet them. That way are they coming.
Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Seward's son, and many unrough youths that even now protest the first of manhood.
What does Macbeth do?
Great Dunsinane, he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But for certain, he cannot buckle his distemper, cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel like secret murderers sticking on his hand? Now minutely revolts, separate his fate and breach. Does he command, move only in command, nothing in love? Now does he feel like title hang loose about him, like a giant's rope upon a dwarf's teeth?
Who then shall blame his pestered senses To recoil and start? When all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on to give obedience where it's truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with him pour we in a country's purge each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs, to dew the sovereign flowers and drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
Reports reveal that Macbeth's army is leaving him and joining Malcolm's army. Macbeth's army is finally now coming to Crumlins, and their march towards Burnham Woods is more than just a military strategy. This is a direct fulfillment to the third prophecy. This scene is important because it shows a sense of unity among all the noble men of Scotland to overthrow the tyrants. As we enter the next scene, we see Macbeth readies himself for the battle. He keeps on chanting witches' prophecies, protecting him like a shield against his death. But it is only about time that his pride will lead to his downfall.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham would remove to Duncan, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all moral consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not Macbeth. No man that's of woman born shall ever power upon thee. Then fly, false Danes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway, by the heart I bear, shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon! What goddess thou goose look?
There's a 10,000.
Geese! Villain!
Soldier, sir.
Prick thy face, and overread thy fear. Thou lily-livered boy, what soldiers patch? Death of thy soul! Those lining cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers wave face?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence! Satan! I'm sick at heart when I behold. Satan, I say! This bush will cheer me ever, but deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is fallen into the sear, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troop of friends, I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till my bones, my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
It's not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Skirt the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me my armor. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she's troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from a rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow. Raise out the ridden troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Therein, the patient must minister to himself.
Throw Physic to dogs! I'll have none of it! Come, put my armor! Give me my staff! Satan, send out more men! The thanes fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch! If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land. Find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pull it off, I say! But rhubarb, cyme, or what purgative drug would scour these English hens? Hearest thou of them? I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Where I, from Dunsinane, away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Macbeth pretends to be confident, but his irritation towards the doctor and the attendant only shows his deep-rooted insecurity. It is crucial to see how the man who once used to carve out his ways with his sword is now hiding behind supernatural solicitudes. As we enter the next scene, we see Malcolm march forward. He orders each of his soldiers to cut out a branch from the burned woods and hide themselves to undershow their courage. Now this is not just a strategic movement. This is finally how the wood begins to move.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand. The chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The board of Birnam.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the number of our host and make discovery ere and report of us.
It shall be done. We learn no other, but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and will endure our settings down before it.
This his main hope, for where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt, and none serve with him, but constrain things, whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will, with due decision, make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Until now, the prophecy about the burned wood actually moving seems more like a supernatural riddle than an actual prophecy. But Shakespeare shows how fate sometimes works through ordinary means rather than miracles. The wood is on its move, and so is Macbeth's death. As we enter the next scene, we see something very crucial happening. Lady Macbeth's death. Macbeth is grief-stricken, but even in his greatest despair, he does not fail to mention one of Shakespeare's most important soliloquies. That is, life but a walking shadow.
Hang out our banners on the outward wall. The cry is still, they come. Our castle's strength will laugh us cease to scorn. Here, let them fly till famine and ague eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them deerful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
'Tis the cry of woman, my good lord.
Go, find it.
Aye, sir.
I have almost forgotten the taste of fears. I have supped full with horrors. Diane is familiar to my sloughness thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that noise?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would be a time for such a word. tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle! Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue. Thy story quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham and Annan. Methought, the wood began to move.
Lawyer and slave!
Let me endure your wrath. If it be not so, within this 3 mile, may you see it coming? I say, a moving grove?
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive, till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the evocation of the fled that lies the truth. Fear not till Burnham would do come to Duncan. Arm! Arm! And out! If this which he vouches does appear, there is no flying, hence not tarrying. Here I begin to be aweary of the sun, and wish the estate or world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow! Wind! Come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back!
The death of Lady Macbeth marks the end of their shared ambition. Her guilt consumed her. In his tomorrow soliloquy, Macbeth mentions how life is nothing but unending sequence of unimportant tomorrows. Shakespeare does not let us begin. The wood is already on his move, and so is Macbeth's death. The next scene is short yet very crucial. Here we see a unity among all the leaders of Scotland to overthrow our tyrant Macbeth.
Now near enough, you leafy screens. Throw it down and show like those you are.
Aye, sir.
You, worthy uncle, shall, with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak! Give them all breath! Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death!
The scene was short, yet is very crucial. This is the last scene before the battle finally begins. The forest has finally reached to Duncan, and the third prophecy is already fulfilled. It is just about the rest too which will lead to Macbeth's downfall. In the next scene, the battle finally begins, and Macbeth faces young Sebald.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but be alike, I must fight the cause. What's he that was not born of a woman? Such a one am I to fear, or none.
What is thy name?
Thou'll be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to my ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my sword, I'll prove the lie thou speakst. Ah!
Thou wast born of women, but swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by man, that's of a woman born.
That way the noise is! Tyrant, show thy face! If thou be slain and with no strokes of mine, my wife and children's ghost will haunt me still. Let me find him! Fortune and more I beg not.
This way, my lord. The castle's gently rendered. Tyrants' people on both sides to fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met the foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Macbeth has defeated young Seymour, and this victory only feeds to his overconfidence. None but a woman born can ever harm me. This is what Macbeth keeps on chanting. In the next scene, we see someone who finally can. Macduff. He can because he fulfills the prophecy. He was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword? While I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound! Turn!
Of all men, else I avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too charged with blood of thine already. Thou closest labor, as easy mast thou the interchant in air, with thy keen sword, impress as make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of a woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be that tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fields no more believed than palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. I'll not fight thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole, and under it, here you may see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would be come to Duncan, and thou opposed, being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body, I throw my warlike shield, lay on Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, hold enough!
Macbeth is dead, and it's ironic to see how he falls by the same prophecies that led him assurance. That is, he falls
I would. The friends we miss were safe and arrived.
Some must go off. And yet, by these I see, so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing. And your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived till he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead?
Aye, and brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Why then, God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have heirs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so, his knell is knolled.
He is worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score. And so, God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head. Time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl. Let's speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine.
Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! So thanks to all at once and to each one whom we invite to see us crown that scorn. Come,